Good evening, everybody. Deadman Walking 55 here, coming to you from the East Coast of the USA, right on time at 9 o'clock exactly Eastern. Yes, we have cereal in the background. No, we don't have cereal to eat, especially the good sugary stuff tonight. And dang, I was disappointed tonight because we went out with my oldest, but they didn't have prime rib tonight. So I got a prime rib au jus, which was good, but it still was not really nearly as good as the other stuff. So, hey, I wanted a big hunk of meat. That's 2 times in a row I've gone somewhere and they did not have the prime rib. But then again, it's Monday, so go figure. No surprise. Well, with that being said, we're an impromptu chill chat tonight. We're going to be spending an hour talking with a good friend of the great channel. You know him as Masters. Hey, Masters, how are you tonight?
Hey, sir. Good evening. I'm always excellent when I can be with you.
All right. Yeah. Well, cowboy hat tonight. All right.
Yeehaw. But look at that nice topping here.
Oh, a Trek pin, right? Yay. A Star Trek Caballero, right?
That's correct.
All right. Yes. Yes. And the missus is resting tonight. She had a long day on the road today. So good to see everybody here. Masters, good to have you. We got Agent Atwood's out here with us tonight. Hey, Atwood. Good to see you.
We got Agent Edward on the ice road.
Yes.
Detective, that's me, my dear friend. I don't know why it always, and it only does it in StreamYard. That's a very old email address of mine, but it always refers to this here in StreamYard. I don't know why.
So if you see this as Masters,
that's me.
Exactly.
That's a stranger, but not stranger than usual, Edward.
No, exactly. Exactly. No stranger than usual. We're all strange, but hey. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the month of March, coming up. One of the things that we're talking, hey, Stunning's here. Hey, Stunning. The vice president, or is he the president?
He's the president, sir. Good evening.
Atwood says, Destiny greater than Trek than Star Wars, and I will die on that hill. Okay, I know you will. And Stunning's yelling, stranger danger. All right, Stunning. Good to see you tonight. How's work treating you, Stunning? Hopefully you didn't get cooped up in a big van with a bunch of smelly people to go somewhere else to work today. Oh, my goodness. But Emily Gangadine is here with us tonight. Hello. How are you, Emily? And their puppy, Sammy. Hopefully Sammy's doing better tonight. I'll tell you what. We met Emily. Actually, it's probably about 2 weeks ago we met Emily because we were up in Georgia with our friend Atwood and doing a live stream in a town square and showing off. Remember the toy store we talked about and stuff like that. And Emily joined us from, and she's been a great part in both of our chats for quite a while. So thank you. So, but that Stunning. Now I'm going to call you Stunning. Okay. I get all the names on
that. That means I get a better salary next month.
There, yes, exactly. Oh my goodness! So you saw some of the things we collected. The missus does the Lego builds and stuff like that. Oh, yes, what is the thing that you like the best of the toy stores? Is it the Legos, or is it the characters? Is it I mean, what is? If there's
one thing what I did like the best about your haul, because that's
no. Well, I kind of mixed questions there. Our haul involved a store that had all kinds of things. What are you like when you go in like a toy store like we were in? What do you go for first?
Me personally, it's always the action figures.
Action figures,
always, yes. I'm a big action figure collector since I can think of. I even can tell you a story where I think myself, this is the moment where I turned from a kid's consumer to kind of a collector.
Yes.
And that was in my childhood, my friend. I love action figures. I love when they do things, when they have stud shooters or whatever, when they glow in the dark, when they look evil, whatever. I love it. Plastic.
Yes. I've learned something with YouTube, which is really, really frustrating. It's like when you try to at somebody and have symbols, you can't. It's so hard to do it. But Emily, I wanted to address this really quickly, though. Emily, yes, Mrs. is okay. She was on the road today, so she didn't stream, and now she's passed out asleep because she's dead dog tired. So, but thank you for asking about the missus very much. We appreciate that. But yes, she's doing good. So action figures. Any particular kind of action figures?
Is
Any?
that a question, Dad man? Look at my common icon.
I know. I know. I want you to say it.
Yeah, see. Um, one of my biggest loves is Masters of the Universe,
Hmm.
but it's more like I think I'm on the same page like your Japanese friend. Um,
Hmm.
I love the late 70s and early 80s period of cartoons and all the toys and action figures that came with it. I have started with Big Jim and Captain Future, which is something that you probably don't even know. And then later on, it came to He-Man, and He-Man stuck with me till today.
Yeah,
Transformers, what else?
Transformers too. Yeah, I've
Oh,
heard things. I remember. I remember growing up with He-Man cartoons, and I get they had the recent one that everybody boo hissed and screamed about. Or was it Revelations or something like that?
oh,
But
that
but
man!
but 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 I hear that this they come out with a new one
Yeah.
that they did very quietly, and this new one is actually they say really good. Have you had a chance to check that out yet?
Yes, I did. As a complete nerd, I cannot prevent to consume this. Although I was bummed by Revelations as well. I was really bummed, right? But as I say, at the end, I'm a fan of Masters of the
Hmm.
Universe, and so I wanted to watch it anyways. And I also have to admit that they did kind of a lot of things better that they have mistaken in Revelations on. But on the other hand, you also see the attempt to make things better. You see that they tried to change the story certain
Hmm.
ways, and I'm okay with it. I still find it a compromise that is okay for me to give it a pass, but it's not like I say it's really good and that it is simply based on what happened in the fourth story, and it was too bad, right? It's like kind of Star Wars. To bring me back on the road, they would need
Hmm.
to produce like far more than a couple of good episodes.
Right. Well, I've heard good things about it, so there's a
Yeah,
lot of
it's not
positive.
bad. It's not bad. I have to admit, there's a couple of epic fights between He-Man and Skeletor and stuff like that. But still, and again, you still feel and see the political approach to all
Mhm.
of that, and and still, it's not the He-Man show. It's still the Tila show.
Oh, you think? Okay. Well, that's interesting to see. I heard that He Man was toughened up a little bit in it, but
Yeah, he
you
was
know.
tough. He got a little bit, as I said, and that you also see. They did a good job. But for example, uh, those who don't want to hear it, close your ears, and it's just a very little spoiler. I don't will go to the details, but the whole revolution opens up with an epic fight.
Hmm.
It's great, and it almost lasts 15 minutes, and it has so many consequences for the rest. But, and there's the big but, you can see in the entrance scene, and when this scene ends, that this has not been planned. This has been added because of the heavy backlash that Revelation had.
Hmm. Interesting.
And there's a
Yeah.
couple of things that you simply see it.
So you can tell that they took it. Is it like you could tell from the editing that they were going in a different direction, but then changed.
Mary Steady, let me take the rare chance to salute you personally. Nice to see you here in the
Oh,
chat.
Maddie's daddy. Hey, Maddie's daddy. Thank you. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks, Steve, for coming by. We got 10 people with us tonight.
I
Hey,
hope
thank you.
everything's okay with the family, my friend.
Exactly. Yeah. Hope Maddie's getting better, Steve.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I'm asking.
Yep. So that is interesting to hear because I've heard sort of rumors about that. About the, it's like not the same show. It's almost like Netflix got a hold of them and
Yeah, not
uh,
only Netflix. Yeah, yeah.
changed.
Also Mattel, my friend. Also
Yeah.
Mattel. Mattel, you see, had big plans, and they kind of find a way now. If you really want to go into that much details of Moto, we can do that, but you can stop me at any time as
Oh
well,
yeah,
my
well,
friend.
we'll
Right?
talk about
But
what you want to a little bit, but
it was more
I'm not as
Mattel, right?
familiar with it. But yeah, but hey,
Mattel,
Steve
hey,
said that they're great, and Megatron. I knew he was going to talk, say this. I was thinking the big butts, big butts in this size. So, all right.
fat bottom girls rule the world. Fat bottom girls.
Yep, there's Queen. I did that on karaoke one night.
Was siehste?
Big fat nanny. She was big fat. She was such a naughty nanny. I made a man out of me. Oh, uh,
Yeehaw!
I'm going to get my own self copyright stricken. Oh, but yeah, it was interesting with that show is hearing the initial reactions to it. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes because
Yeah,
uh,
well,
it's
I would say
because that's
one.
been a common thing reaction is everybody keeps talking like it's like Netflix got a hold of Kevin Smith because there was not a lot of publicity leading up to this one. It was very
Oh,
quiet, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then
yes,
everybody's like expecting, and then they
yes.
pleasantly surprised.
Well, if you follow up a little bit of the lore, and I do that,
Steve got
uh,
the words for me there. Thank you,
right?
Steve.
And even if you just follow like pretty common channels like Clownfish,
Mm-hmm.
you could have a hold of information in between, and you could have recognized that it was not so much Netflix. Because they anyway the deal was paid, they had no way to get out of this, let's say it like that, as simple as it is. No, was not even contact the cutbacks have not been possible. So it was pretty much clear that Netflix will go right to the end,
Mm,
right? But
yeah.
Mattel had really, really huge plans that they now reached in a complete different way with the new Revelations line. So they did put out for the 25th anniversary the whole Origins line, and it was a big success, and they had the hope that they can bring up the attraction to a new generation with that Kevin Smith series,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Right.
and he bumped so bad, baby, that Mattel was forced to take him off the fucking shelves, man. And
Okay.
there's so many billions behind Mattel that they said, uh, uh, uh.
Well, so many of the toy companies are taking a bath on all these toys. I mean, our Walmart doesn't even have the number of toys that they used to have. We had I think I don't know if it was Stunning that had said it, but I think everybody's observing all these toy stores. The Walmart shelves have like next to nothing of what they have before. You used to have like whole sections in the toy aisle. Now you're lucky you get 4 feet wide of shelf space. It,
Actually, I have numbers if you're interested, sir.
sure, we love numbers here.
So, okay, just 10 years ago, not less, 8 years ago, in the year
Hmm.
2015, Walmart, and an average Walmart, there's a couple that are little bit smaller,
Right.
and for Walmart Express, it's also a little different. But in the whole average of Walmart, the average of Walmart internationally had 7 aisles for toys. 7 aisles means an aisle is not only one lane, but it's the one lane forth and back, and the other lane forth and back.
Mm,
So we're talking about 8 shelves each
wow. Yep.
lane, and they had 7 of those in the average. So today you have 1.5 lanes, right?
Hmm.
And one lane of this 1.5 lanes for toys is filled with, let's say, cheap and fast selling commercials,
Hmm.
right? You see
Right.
more and more Chinese stuff, and I don't know what. And yeah, it's even difficult to go and find Hasbro or a good Mattel figure if you go to Walmart nowadays.
No, it is. I mean, it's harder to find Pokemon. I mean, it's like there's let those. there's such smaller selections in the toy stores than there used to be. I remember when growing up as a kid in the 70s and 80s, it was like first thing I do is run to the toy aisle, look for the Star Wars, anything Star Wars. And even as an adult, we would go like even a Christmas shopping just to see the latest of Star Wars that came out.
And
And the Masters, you there? I know there's sometimes a glitching with the delay. Oh no. Yep, you're back now. Go ahead and repeat it. Now you're back.
there's one thing that I have to mention because I listen a couple of times. You know that Hasbro, for example, right at this moment it has really some troubles, right? They had to
Mm-hmm.
do huge cutbacks, and no one knows if they will survive or if they will get sold off, right?
Mm-hmm.
We will see that during the year, and they kind of blame it to the interest or the missing interests of the new kids generation in these type of toys. And I wanna say that's not the case. That's simply not the case. And a country like Mexico proves that, where parents still take time to play with their kids. And if you introduce your kids to this stuff, kids love to play with this. You see kids running around with their action figures and carrying it to the supermarket or whatever all the time here. You
Mm-hmm.
see kids in Batman and Spider-Man costumes running around all the time here. So it's not a question of yeah, modern times, let's say. It's a question of how you treat your customers and how the society in several countries has evolved or changed within the last 20, 30 years, no? But I'm pretty sure yet if you do the right things, you could interest a lot of European and Northern American or Canadian kids to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, Stunning says, I kind of noticed that some of the newer mainline Transformers figures are nowhere near as good as some of the older mainline figures used to
Ah,
be.
yes. Oh,
And
yes.
and that's what I agree with. Because see, I don't like collecting even the new Star Wars of the old characters, because it's like they're either too jacked up, too muscular, or something.
Yeah, or the quality simply goes down. Stunning is absolutely correct in what he says, especially if it comes to the Hasbro Transformers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they are, let's say, the least very flimsy. Yeah, you have to be very talented if you want to do a transforming a process without clapping off a leg or an arm or snapping off some type of armor or whatever. And you can be lucky
Mm-hmm.
nowadays because they are pretty brittle, right? If this joint doesn't break the moment you
Mm-hmm.
unmake it, right? I had it several times, and I'm sure Stunning can tell me that as well. And in the same moment, the price for these figures, especially if we're talking, let's say, mid-sized Transformers, I'm really not interested in these small ones, right? I really want reasonable stuff. I like mid-sized, I like big size, right? You
Right.
pay $60. You pay $60. You carry that home, you open it, and it's broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. It reminds me of that scene in Jingle All the Way,
Yeah.
the counterfeit box where Turbo Man speaks in Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like, but it, I have problems with quality because it's like, the 70s Star Wars figures were kind of plain. They're what they were, but it was like now in the 90s and even now later, they're like all jacked up on steroids. They're like Luke Skywalker, not the skinny teen, is this big, bulking weightlifter guy and things like that. I mean, keep it realistic, people. And Maddie's daddy said, ugh, like Disney, blaming the fans. Yeah, that's usually what it happens to do these days. Is it's easier to do that than give the fans what they want. But we have seen a couple cases where giving the fans what they want has worked. We may be seeing it here with the new series of the He-Man. We saw it with the Sonic movie. When the original Sonic movie was supposed to come out,
Yes.
there was a rebellion about how bad Sonic looked on screen,
Yes. And
and
they,
you go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I wanted exactly to say what you say. So say it.
Yeah, they stopped. They went back, redesigned Sonic, and everybody loved the movie. And it was a movie that had a great plot and everything with it, but it could have been ruined by just that bad of a Sonic that people could not get behind.
And it ended up, surprise, surprise, being a series where we now have two movies
And
where
going to have a third now.
it's really
Yeah,
debatable which one of those two movies is the better one.
I agree. I
Yeah, that's
agree
also not common. Usually they go down the drain, no? But
that
we
they
have
do.
kind of Indiana Jones situation here. They did a very, very, very good first movie after all these troubles and approaches. And the second movie was not a iota less good.
I know,
I
I agree.
knew it was better
And you
somehow.
got people wanting to see the third. They want the next one,
Oh yeah.
and you it was a case where you could see that they're setting up for sequels, but you didn't mind it because it was so heartwarming. It was so in the spirit of Sonic. There was so much about it you liked and was wanted you to you want more. You want to see more, not just okay. We got preached to for 2 hours and or something stupid or bad writing is just boring or insulting our attention. I've seen better SpongeBob movies than some of the serious movies out of Hollywood the last few years. So, and Stunning said that, like, I have a few older generation figures that look a million times better than some of the more recent ones coming out.
So, sir, I will another time. It becomes a good old tradition here. Whenever I'm on that man's channel, people have to do, I do a revelation. And I will do another revolutionary revelation right now. Not for that man because he's a friend, but for you.
There you
It's
go.
it's part of my past that I have been a toy maker, right?
Oh,
So
right. Yeah.
no, you know that, and I was with a couple of other people, founder and leader of Resurrection Toys. You might have heard about it. If not, you can look it up. I did toys. So this is a very interesting theme that Stunning puts up there because technically for us it's far more easy and cheap to produce detailed than it was like only 5 or 6 years ago. And I can tell you because with Resurrection Toys, I was exactly in this time frame where we had revolutions if it comes to molding, remolding, high temperature molding with 3D
Mm-hmm.
printed molds and whatever shit. What was not possible just 7 years ago is possible now. So it would
Yeah.
be easy to produce high detailed. What they're
Mm-hmm.
doing is exactly the other way down. And for example, McFarlane, for example, oh Jesus Christ, he produces such bad quality for such big money. It's so sad and it's so unnecessary. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand.
And Buddy Hepburn's here. This guy's got great knowledge. And see, I don't know that I've seen the Star Wars Vintage Collection. But he says the vintage collection is not like that. I remember the Power of the Force. That's the one I remember that came out in the 90s. And, they were the muscle bound ones. And they just, I just, so I'll have to take a look for the vintage collection and see what they look like. Actually, I might do it while you're talking. Use the good old power of Google and search it up. But hey, Buddy Hepburn, always good to see you tonight and having you around. Hope you're doing well and everything. Um, so,
Yeah, I
what
would not have the idea, the slightest idea to doubt the knowledge of Lord Hepburn if it comes to Star Wars. And I have to step back and say, okay, you're right with everything you say, sir.
yeah, I tell you so. But hey, great to have everybody here. We got 7 people watching us tonight. We talked toys, we talked some collections. What is probably the worst toy you've ever seen?
Oh, the worst toy?
Yeah. Well, I guess that could be what is what. Okay, I'll let you say it, but see, worst could be like the ugliest, the scariest, the one that does not function well. But what would you say the worst toy is you've ever seen?
That was actually the two things that I had in my mind when you saw something was happening in my face here, no?
I saw it. Yeah.
It was one that I had spent a lot of money on and was worth a shit. Exactly that. And and I have one where I still remember that I saw as a kid, and I still remember being so damn disgusting that I even don't know who made this toy. I don't know who made this toy.
Yeah. Oh, that's too funny.
So my word
Stunning. Well, but Stunning breaks in. Stunning said the Admiral Holdo action figure.
choice. But look, I'm pretty sure if you wait only one more month, right? This the stores will start to say you buy whatever article, and we will give you two hodls with it.
There you go.
Buy whatever, buy a sweet. We give you two of it. It just sits there. It just sits there, my friend. It just sits there.
Mhm.
It sits everywhere. It sits everywhere.
Oh my gosh! You know the one type of toys I could not stand were the like the marionettes, the dolls. My grandmother liked all the dolls, the puppet
Yeah,
dolls.
yeah,
Like the dolls freak me out. I mean, and that's before the day of Chucky.
yeah.
So it
Well,
was.
my mom had a China doll collection, so I grew up with all these creepy things. You
I
don't see
see.
many of them around here, though.
Yeah, I see what Buddy Hepburn is saying. The best picture I can get is, and I'll show it real quick. Um, it's not going to be the best image, but it's with the Star Wars vintage collection. They do look normal, and I will say these are characters I could probably get behind if I wanted to.
Yes.
Um, this, let's see, get it up, bring it up here. See, the characters look a little more normal in terms of size. Let's see.
Yeah, which is another very bad
Yeah. Now,
decision that they just
yeah.
dropped. Oh,
Now I
unbelievable.
don't. I don't have enough. There's the great. I can't get it right now to get a better, clear image because Leia looks a little interesting there, but the bodies are a little more normal. Although I don't, I like the old. You remember the old original ones had the lightsaber that slid out of the arm.
Of
I like
course.
those so much better than the ones where they hold them. But you got an AT-AT commander. You got C-3PO with a silver leg.
No, but if you scroll back a little bit to three
Dirt.
to
Yeah.
three PO, please.
Yeah.
Okay. What I wanted to mention with this figure is what you can see here very good compared to the original series of the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
This looks, and it also, I can guarantee you, if you pick it out, feels cheap. How
Mm,
can that be? I mean, it doesn't even look like a proper gold, right?
yeah.
It looks like this. It's not shiny, right? The 70s figure was shiny like hell. I remember it even was
Mm-hmm.
gold, right? This is
Yep.
just, it's just cheap, and it looks a little bulky. And as it is a robot, it shows also that the
Yeah.
the main body has a different
At least though, at least what these have over the power of the force ones was that this was not. These are not weightlifters, like I was saying earlier. Because, like Buddy had pointed out, those in that collection were all oversized weightlifters. These people look more normal. I mean, which is kind of what it did. And Farlam, all right, get bounty hunters in here. But yeah, I
magnetic.
tell you, I did have that observation too with that C-3PO. It's one thing that looked at me. It did not look as good as the original series. It wasn't as shiny, but it's still better than the things that I've seen in the series of the '90s and things that are there. I actually just don't care to buy much anymore. I'll be
Batman,
honest.
Batman,
Yeah,
I need a second.
yeah. Go ahead. I'll take you down here. Okay. All right. Up. So.
Friend in the
Oh, sorry.
house.
Hey, Corey Cochran. Hey,
That's all.
good. There you go. Hey. So let's see. Uh, go back up here. So what Buddy says, the problem with Hasbro via Lucasfilm is they dictate which characters release. They release Lando that some wanted, then pack 6 Landos of 8 in a case and they sit. Yep. Stunning would rather buy groceries.
Yeah, yeah.
And Chucky, Agent Atwood loves Chucky. All right, yeah.
Hello, your Muslim uncle.
Your
Nice to
Muslim
know.
uncle, hello. How are you tonight? Oh, Buddy, like Buddy points out, they do not do the old style vac metal finishes anymore. Hazardous materials. See, that's another thing. My God, I know there was such thing as lead paint also growing up, but damn it, we survived. We did okay, and it's just like because I mean, it does affect it. The appearance says it all. C3PO was golden, shiny, and all that. He was not dull. He was not copper. It was just gold, but uh, yeah. So, Buddy said there's a new version of it, but it's expensive. They won't do it regularly. So, and hail to your Muslim uncle. Welcome. I just noticed your name is Rolo Rotbart. How'd you come up with that? Oh, Chuck E. Cheese and Jedi Bill. Hello, Jedi Bill. How are you tonight?
Almost there. He's almost there. It's not Rotbot. It's Rotbart, which means beard, right? Red beard.
Ah,
and
okay.
That's literally the name of my email address and the clan name of my family. That's not even a lie. It's like that. It's the clan name of my family, the Redbeards, which is a huge clan in Northern Europe. And then there's some more, as you know, Blackbeards, Bluebeards, Yellowbeards. Oh, God, we have a lot of beards.
How about Treebeards?
Now, if you want, it's still free. You can take it.
Well, we can get Treebeard. Hey, and salute to Lord of the Rings and Tolkien. So, oh my God. So stunning like third-party figures now, even more so than even some of the official Masterpiece Transformers figures.
Talking with third-party figures is what Resurrection Toys did, and what I will come back to in a little amount this year or this month. Give me 1 second. Just let me turn around. I have something third-party that I want to show. Stunning. I just recently found it, and I could not resist. I knew I still have to send stuff to him, and so I picked this up especially for him.
Okay, well, then I'll keep you up. I didn't know if you had to excuse yourself, but hey, folks, we're with the great Masters Maniac Mexico tonight. We're talking. Who knows what the hell we're talking about? We're going by the moment, using the Force, and right now we are talking collections. So I know we're going to be.
This is a third-party Mexican bootleg Teen Titans Robin.
Oh wow!
And it's a keychain, right? And it has this beautiful red lace on it. And on the other side, it says also Teen Titans Go, but now stunning. This is the most hilarious bootleg I've ever seen in my life. And this is why I grabbed it up for you. Look at fucking this. It says
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, whatever the god that is. The figure is very detailed. It is 3D here. So it is a nice production.
Well, guess what? You made Stunning's night. He says thanks, dude.
We are collectors and we always appreciate this kind of stuff, right? It makes it even a little bit more nerdy, that man.
There you go. Hey, nerdier the better. We got well, hey, yeah. So that's really cool to see with that. Like I said, one thing set of toys I did not like were those not the nesting dolls, but the creepy clown puppets.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, those things were scary,
Do you know the story behind them?
No, actually I don't. But all I know, they had to keep kids in line because those things look freaky to me. Kind of like the old fairy tales were not all nice and all. They were all to keep kids in control and to behave,
The so-called killer clowns. It's a couple of years ago. That was I think it's almost a decade, right? I already was here. They were a real thing. They were a real thing here.
The puppets.
And they appeared in Mexico City and stuff like that. And then it became also like a prank in the United States and finally in Europe. And there were a couple of guys that did it more good than others, let's say more scary than others. And it characterized like 6-7 characters out of that. And still we have them popular here in wrestling, in Lucha Libre, We have Killer Clown, Psycho Clown, and a third one. Killer Clown, Psycho Clown, and I don't know
Well, I'll
what
take Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Hungry Boy and I talked about that movie from 1988. We love that one, but don't give me those clown puppets. Those things are freaky.
I
Yeah,
will go back again and look if I can pick up another little.
exactly. So, folks, thanks for joining us tonight. We're spending some time hanging out with Masters tonight. We're going to talk some more about collecting and things that we've got here for a little bit. Uh, in the time that we have, we're just kind of chilling out tonight, using the force, seeing where things go. Uh, feel free to share your thoughts, collections, whatever, as we're talking about things. And hey,
Yeah,
if you like a different topic, throw it out. Who knows? We might be able to talk about it. So,
it's so.
yeah. So I will ask him, your Muslim uncle, when he gets back here. So we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll ask him that too. Hey, Rolo.
I'm looking for a special car that I wanted to show to Stunning.
Well, guess what? Guess what? We've actually got a few more comments. Your Muslim uncle said the Combiner War Transformer figures that had actual Combiner robots from our childhood, that or even larger scale, looks freaking amazing. Now, your Muslim uncle also says he would like to hear the shows that you watched in Mexico as a kid. But you were in Germany though as a kid, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a German Muslim uncle. I'm living in Mexico for 15 years, or I will live here for 15 years.
Well, what about in German? What about in Germany growing up? What about the shows in German that you grew up that we may not have seen in the English?
Well, before I come
Audiences?
to that, I will come to the first comment. This is exactly what I was looking for. Your Muslim uncle is talking about the so-called Go bots. They were die casted, real metal transformers, and you had like I don't know how many it were, and they transformed themselves and in a really nice way, although they were metal. And you also could put them together to a giant kaiju, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is what he's talking about, and I have one of these, the black Mercedes. I just wanted to pick it up. It's funny. I just cannot find it. I don't know
Well, we'll
why.
have to do it for another stream, though. We'll find it for another stream. You find it, and we'll put it away, and we'll have to make sure it gets seen. Then,
Don't worry, I do
absolutely,
so.
yeah. Or
Anyway,
you'll never know. You'll find it. So,
it
so
will
what?
go to Stunning. That he knows that already.
Oh, really? Cool. All right. Well,
Oh, yeah.
we know you'll find it, and so it will be shown. So, what
No, I
about
know.
any? What about any? Did Germany have any kids shows? Like we've talked about the U.S. kids shows and stuff like. What was Saturday morning like on it in Germany growing up?
Yeah, well, that's very funny. I had the privilege to see both traditional German morning TV or kid afternoon TV shows, as well as more and more in the late 80s American stuff and the traditional Saturday morning cartoon shows, as you know them, came over. But yeah, there are quite a lot. German produced, or especially for the European market, produced shows there, right? Of course, cartoon wise, but also puppet wise. We had a lot of puppet shows.
Did you see any of them later? Extend your Muslim uncle's question, did you ever see any of them later that have been dubbed into English? Um,
Oh,
which was better? Did you like the original German, or did you like, or the dubs? Okay.
so there is quite a bit that made it over the Great Sea, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not only that the influence is one sided. So yes, I have seen that. Uh, I don't feel too strange about it. But anyway, I have a pretty international background, and I never felt too strange about
Mm-hmm.
l- looking at our stuff spoken by other people, right? But at the end, of course, it is like that. If you watch something like a science fiction series, Orion, that made it to over to you, it's
Mm-hmm.
from the late 50s. I highly recommend it to you. It's cool. I find it I find it very strange because these people had a very distinctive way to speak, and you're used
Right.
to that, and that confuses you more so the voices than the language.
Well, hey, Maddie's daddy wants to see your toy shelf.
Which one?
Well, that's the thing. Which one? You're gonna have to
Which
take.
one?
Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to take pictures of them sometime of
Yeah,
your
I
shelf.
do have.
Yeah, take
Well,
pictures of them. What we can do is, on another stream down the road, we can actually show the pictures of them.
of course, sir. I have the pictures of the majority, and right at the moment, I'm anyway doing a big catalog of of everything that I have, because I will try to come back to
Mm-hmm.
Germany if I can. If not, I stay here and try to have a nice time as long as I can.
Right, right, exactly. Let's
So
see.
yeah, we will have a chance, and even if the dead man says so, down the road to show you some of this material. For me, it would be a pleasure, sir.
Absolutely. Well, let me work on something here real quick because Buddy Hepburn has sent me a few pictures.
I
I'll
have
see if
so
I
much
can get
stuff.
them.
I have so much
Cause
stuff.
yeah, yeah, I know you do. I know you do. It's really, really
Oh,
cool to have all
oh.
kinds of stuff like that. But hey, we're
35 years of official collecting as an adult, and
right.
before that, before that as a kid, I have stuff. I have stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I know you do. We saw some of the old vintage collections, but there's one thing that Buddy had sent the other day. I do want to show. Do you remember the movie Dune?
Yeah, of course, sir.
Do you saw the '84 version, right? The one with Sting in it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you see the first of the new one that came out a couple years ago? The
Yes,
the new
sir. Yes, sir.
what was better, the old one or the new one?
Ooh, ooh, bam! Now he hits me in the face. That is. How much time do you have? So let me start by
Well,
saying it's not easy to make any type of series, film, movie, or whatever f- out of this book or out of these books. Frank Herbert's stuff is so good. It's really difficult. And now I will say I love them both for different
hmm
reasons. For different reasons.
okay.
Yeah, it's like that. I think that the second movie is better in the way of storytelling. It
hmm
is far more detailed. It is better picking up Herbert's final essence, what he's playing out for, right?
hmm
But on the other hand, I think the first movie was far more close to the dystopian description that Herbert had for Dune, right? And
Okay.
and it's far more clear in the first movie that there's no way out than in the second movie, where you always have the feeling there will be a kind of solution for that. And you
hmm
don't have that in the first movie at all. The first movie is far more terrorizing, let's say. It's far more frightening. I- But again, the storytelling, I think it's
Well,
better in the second movie.
well,
And
Corey,
he's
Corey,
not an actor.
Corey
First,
likes the older one a little bit better, but he says both are good. And Corey said to me, Dune can only be done well as a show type. Movies just don't have the time for everything. Oh, I like as a running TV series as to where you can develop the whole book and develop everything.
yeah, it's
So,
it's difficult. It has a lot of layers. It is a masterpiece. You can
but
say that.
well, what do you think of this popcorn bucket that came out for the movie? You will not believe the descriptions I heard and stuff of what people describe this as.
I would say that it has more options than just to put popcorn in it.
Yep, and even some streamers came up with some very interesting
For my
names for this
goal,
thing.
give me a second, sir.
Oh my gosh, this thing has been a topic. Thank you for Buddy for sending that to us. Actually, this year has a whole bunch of 40th anniversaries coming out. Mrs. took a picture of them the other night. I know that there are going to be a few that are coming out. Actually, another one that will be in the theaters with a fat amount of events will actually be Blazing Saddles. So That will be back in the theater. So, yeah, I've heard all kinds of biological things and creative things and uses for this. At least they didn't call it the Sarlacc, Although
Okay.
it's closer to looking the Sarlacc than.
Yes, that it is.
Buddy, stop, buddy. You're
For his pleasure. Yeah, I told you there's more than one possibility.
Unicron. Unicron. Oh. By the way, your Muslim uncle asked about the show that you talked about. Orion, is that the show?
Yes.
That's how you spell it?
Spaceship Orion. That's correct, sir. Early 50s, with an actor that became quite a bit of famous in Hollywood as well, and did a couple of movies in the 70s. That's good stuff. I mean, it's that type of stuff where they used ice cream scratchers to mimic warp speeders and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it's really, really good. It's really good. It's good science fiction. It's a short series, 7 episodes, sir. It's available for free on JTube. Catch it there. Yes, sir. It's Orion, sir.
Orion, yeah, Spaceship Orion, yeah, not to be confused with Spaceship Unicron. So,
no, it's not Spaceship. You're not yet.
Well, let's talk about something that we've talked about a little bit in a passing. As Orion Pax.
You can't stop. No one can stop the president.
No. Well, you're a big Slimer fan. You're a big Ghostbusters fan.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this coming up. Oh my gosh! Here, let me put you on the. Let me put you on the solo loud there. Wow.
Cartoon Slimer original.
Wow. We love Slimer.
I have stuff.
Oh gosh. I can't talk and type. I'm doing the best I can for talking and typing. But speaking of Ghostbusters, we had let's see. Let me get this back off of here.
Oh,
get back off here. Yeah, I see the chat. I'm gotta get out of solo. Like, okay. Maddie's daddy. Hey, Maddie. Yeah, you gotta email me when you're able to come on, because Thor and I are going to try to talk animation and stuff sometime when he has time. But he animated Slimer for a game once. Wow.
Oh, I
Will
would
you take
that.
Take care, Atwood. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Adrian. Take care.
Yep. Hey, folks, I tell you what, it's dude, this I'm just gonna say the artwork I've seen on it, the and like here, just the trailer that I've seen. I'm not playing anything. I'm just gonna show an image. Like right here is like this. That is amazing. I am so excited looking for this coming up, because if you've seen the trailer and the way they do with their ice creeping up, freezing everything, and then there's one image with this creature in this back, is very shadowy figure, and I'm like, I want to see that. Like forget Gozer, Zool, and everybody else. This one looks like Mr. Freeze is coming, not the Arnold one, right?
Mr. Freeze.
But Ghostbusters is one I know obviously you're passionate about. We've actually talked about what idea of trying to stream some reviews and talking about Ghostbusters 2. 2016, we got to throw it in there so people can have a punching bag a little bit, and maybe even I've never seen the cartoon shows. So, but we're talking about trying to do something leading up to the Ghostbusters release. How excited are you for the new Ghostbusters?
I'm extremely excited, my friend. And nevertheless, I'm so excited because this will be the last movie necessary to wipe out all type of remembrances and evidences for, what did you say?
2016.
What?
2016.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. No, I'm really excited because I really believe that the young right man is doing a very, very respectful job with the lore. At the same time, I think he found a way to pick it up and make it interesting to a new audience, to a younger audience. They loved it, and I loved the first movie as well. I thought the cameos that happened were used very wisely and in a very touching way, right? And
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I mean, come on, uh, we have to admit that Mr. Venkman himself was not very pleased about any further movie. This is why in the first movie he had such a short appearance because he just didn't want to be a part of it. And in the second movie, they will be complete. And only this speaks for the quality of what we are going to see. If an actor of this quality that usually didn't want to appear much more in the franchise now
Mm-hmm.
decided to come back full in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, give them a good script, good material. Yeah, they'll come back. There's enough money. I'm excited. Like the toy store we were at had an Ecto One, had other Ghostbusters collectibles and stuff. And now to see a movie, Afterlife was a really good movie. It really had a good plot. It made the connections, but this one really looks like it has a potential to be like next level. This is the sequel to Ghostbusters that should have happened. Not I'm just never like Ghostbusters 2. It was just kind of like it just but Afterlife really hit it. But look at Stunning. He wants Arnold Freeze to come back. Oh my gosh. So, but and it looks like there's going to be a family affair. There's many images out there, so who knows what they're going to clamp down on or not. You got Lego games, you got all kinds of stuff with Ghostbusters now. Talk about a franchise that people have been dying for,
Yeah.
wanting the franchise to come back, to have new movies, new content, new collectors.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you. Yeah, okay, lurk away while you're driving. Good luck. Get out of there.
Yes, sir.
Best to Maddie there
Goodbye,
too.
sir.
Drive safely. So, but yeah, it's just you know, it's a franchise that people, and it probably is a good case, an example of how a franchise can return. It can
Obviously,
come back.
done. It can be done. Actually, yes, it can be done if it's right. And now Gojira, another good example. It can be done, right? And
Mm-hmm.
both of them again is another example for that oversaturation that they claim isn't the case. It's just
Now,
the case that we want good stories. And as long as you tell good stories, I mean, anybody got oversaturated by Sherlock Holmes? He's around for 200 years now. Tell
yeah.
me good stories. And I'm going with Sherlock Holmes or
Well, let
with
me
James Bond or with
let,
whatever.
let me ask this question, because we see it here. We see now with He-Man that there might be a potential that
Good to
this
know.
new thing might be I mean, it might be something that people can get excited about. For people like Stunning, DC and Marvel, can they be saved?
No. I cannot speak for my president, but
Right.
as a vice president and as a like-minded person, I say no. Yeah, and you see here it's
Why?
there.
Why not? Is there?
No, no, because I had that discussion funnily in the morning with Ragnar. He was asking me the same thing about Star Trek and why I'm so strict on the things, right?
Mhm.
Because we are those nerds who not only grew up with the shit, but we digged it from the first moment and we dig deep,
Mhm.
right? We dig
Right.
very deep. So we have a pretty wide knowledge there, and we know a lot of details. We respect the original creators for what they did and how they did it, and we know a lot of details about it. So it is very difficult to tell us an X when it's really an A, right? And
Mhm.
and these people, what they are doing is not only even try to tell us an X is an A, what I started with is we know it's an X, but you will eat the A, right? You will eat the A, and we can't go along with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but could they come up with new stories or new
No,
plots? No, does it,
no, that's not the problem. I mean,
mm-hmm.
we want new stories. Nobody wants like a Spider-Man issue number 1117 to be the same or to tell the same story as issue number 1 or number 50. Nobody wants that. Nobody is closed for new stories. What we don't like is they take it and they make it bad. They try to appear to whatever different audience than these brands have, and that these brands have been successful in and have always been made for. And the result of this is that now it appears to no audience anymore, apart from that man that when he's very sleepy on a Sunday afternoon, he gives it a go with the Marvels, but this is okay.
Okay, I just was curious to see, and yet the same thing with DC too, correct?
It's the same with DC or Star Trek, or I would even say for the most Star Wars fans, it's the same. We we like we nobody is against strong female characters. I repeated that so much in the chats. Nobody is against equality. I repeated that so much in the
Yeah.
chats. We are against the violation of the original raw material,
Mm-hmm.
and we are against bad storytelling.
All
And
right.
that's more than everything else. Bad storytelling. You don't save Boba Fett from the Sarlacc to put him on a dang space Vespa. You don't
No,
do that. And
no.
that's the problem we have.
And speaking of saving Star Trek, it's Admiral Teague. Hello, Admiral Teague. How are you tonight? How are
Sir,
you doing it?
sir.
Buddy, I did not like the whole idea of mood slime period. That kind of got with me, but it's okay. But I tell you what, I need to watch it again. It's been a long time, and who knows what I mean. I liked Temple of Doom recently when I watched it again, so you never know. It's stunning is
Yeah,
saying that with
yeah,
WB and DC, they lack fundamental understanding of the DC universe, and
yeah,
its characters are extremely reactionary as a company and make decisions
yeah,
without a clear plan in mind. And then
yeah.
says, or Disney, Marvel, they understand their properties, they just don't care anymore because their agendas are more important to them. As long as they pump out a nostalgia bait Spider-Man film,
Both is
and they
correct.
will continue to make garbage because nostalgia bait was enough to help fund the next trash, whether it be Marvel, Star Wars, or their own Disney classics.
That's the first time that I have to disagree, President, and I will lay my hat on your table before I do so. But I don't think that they will be able to continue very much longer because even a huge company like Disney already starts to get financial problems, right? And you cannot serve endless. People are saturated with that. People are disappointed. People are upset, and in a way, I speak again about my genre, Masters of the Universe. That is really significant. Just for example, Revelation had for its first trailer, because before it came out 2 years ago, a little bit more than 1.5 million views, and more than 70% had a positive preview on that show, right? The new trailer for Revolution was only able to gain a little bit more than 100,000 clicks before the show came out, and
Mm-hmm.
and people gave tremendously pessimistic comments. And this shows you that the people lost interest. People like me aren't even angry anymore. We
I've
don't
heard,
want to hear about it
well, see,
anymore.
I've heard actually it described as, you know, what, whether it's foot sports or anything in general, if everybody turns on and hates it, it's not a big deal. There's still some passion. The worst thing, worse than people just not liking or whatever, the worst thing is apathy.
Yeah,
When people get apathetic to things,
yeah,
there is no excitement. They don't either hate it, they don't like it, they just don't care.
yeah,
And honestly, as a Star Wars fan, that's kind of where I am. I mean, I took a
yeah.
chance on the Ahsoka series, but mostly because a
Oh,
big streamer had it and did it as a watch party, and we had fun kind of
oh,
ripping it apart. But
okay.
I will say, I try, like I say around here. I want everybody's opinions on my channel, and I want people to be able to voice whether they like something or not, because I've talked positively about the Marvels in 2016 also, but I tried to give things a chance. And Ahsoka, I really tried to watch that show, to try to, because my Darth Maul hatred and stuff, but I tried to watch Ahsoka, but it was just bad television. There was sound effects were bad, the plot was bad, just it was bad television. We got Grumpy Maniac tonight. What's up?
I'm just replaying the Ashoka series because more than
Oh.
I do right now.
Oh.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't get that, but damn, people did comment like, does she ever smile anymore? I know she was jaded and there were reasons and stuff, but it's like, come on, at least have a different emotion.
I would take a lady like that very serious.
You weren't there for a second.
I would say, come on.
And see, here's another thing that continuity is important, but Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, deconstructing Batman and Superman is basically the opposite of the Last Jedi effect. All roads lead to Last Jedi, and all roads start from garbage MOS. So I can agree. I understand people call Clobber and Times, is a friend of our channel, calls it Man of Steel. My feelings on the Last Jedi. So it just and again, apathy is the worst thing, because at least if you have hatred and stuff like that and had debate, you've got some passion, you got some buzz or some interest around franchise. But if people just get to where they really don't expect much, don't care much,
but this will make it impossible for them to keep on very much longer. I guess we will see a turnaround, or at least a stop of production like the types like this within the next 2 years.
But we do have glimmers of hope when we get like new Ghostbusters is really, really cool.
Yeah,
when we get Sonic, hey, let's have another Mario movie.
Yeah,
the way they did it this year.
Yeah,
the hell, let's have another Cocaine Bear. I'm telling you, Cocaine Bear was hilarious.
Yes, absolutely. But I will say something a little bit more serious concerning to what Stunning said.
Yeah, and he's right here, because it's
the deconstruction of heroes. No, I think that is for whatever reason, and I really don't want to get into that, but this is part of the plan, right? And we see that not only in action hero movies or whatever, these deconstruction of whatever type of blueprint. Let's say it like that. And it's kind of sad to see that, because on the other hand, and I can say that as a physician, right? Everybody needs heroes, and it makes people just delusional if they don't have any type of life form they can look up to. They can look up to, and that they can take a role model of. They need that. And deconstructing these characters is really really sad, and it's really really harsh. And I really think it has more consequences and deeper consequences than just bad movies. No, how good was it for us to grow up with Superman or He-Man telling us what is good and what is not good, and we took it to our hearts and thought, hey, that guy is right.
Absolutely. So, and then Stunning says, luckily we have alternative media from the past that did get it right, like the DC animated Resistance from the 90s and throughout the 2000s, or expanded universe for Star Wars. Exactly.
Yes.
And see, I tell you, I've always said that with the Star Wars expanded universe, I never wanted them to just recreate movie versions of the books, because it could have been boring. I could have seen it. But really, at the heart of it, they needed to keep it with the Skywalker bloodline, which was the core of all the Star Wars universe. But when they decided to buy it and then just turn it to, well, now we got a fake Palpatine as the, it just ruins everything that come before it, because now you've made the mission. I mean, you could have created your own new characters. You could have bring the few back together. Rename their grandkids whatever you want to call them for all the profits. I don't care, whatever, but keep it within the family bloodline for consistency. That's what Star Wars is about from day one, not getting off into, well, we got to have our own new character and then we tie them into friggin' emperor. I mean, how backwards is that?
I would go even a little bit more far and would say uh, they could have even changed the Skywalker bloodline or anything, but they needed to keep the utopia, the longer term vision, the epic battle between good and evil, and now everything is gray, and
Yeah.
we have something that is, yeah, what is the daughter of the Imperior, and now somehow what? I don't know. I don't get it. Everything is gray. No, and nobody dies anymore when you put some laser sabers in them or anything like that. It's just like, okay, you can't hurt me because I'm equal or whatever. Yeah, that takes it away. What makes Star Wars the originals? What makes them so epic? What makes Star Trek with Captain Kirk so epic? What makes Lord of the Rings of Peter Jackson so epic? It is that it has all the traditional conflicts in it, good and bad, big and small, rich and poor, and even the personal conflicts that we all have in ourselves. These movies pick this shit up, and the modern does not do. They cut it out and replace it with this illusional stuff where they tell us, but hey, look, Batman is not such a hero. Batman at the end is a miserable little creature crying in his pillow every night. Thank you, but I didn't wanted to know that about Batman.
Well, I agree about Buddy with that. I do think they are, but I think to your point though, there was some, and I don't know whether I saw it Twitter. I think it might have been on Twitter where Batman had been beaten bloody by Harley Quinn or something and all, and it's like, but yeah, Sony says this new generation does not know even who the characters are. Some ask a younger person who Batman is, and they're flabbergasted. He's supposed to be a gothic detective. Because none of the Nolan or Snyder films ever show him as his true self. Because they're nowadays everyone is obsessed with creating their Batman or their Superman. So once we get the deconstruction, Warner Brothers favors director's visions over the original vision. And I agree.
He's so right. He's so right.
And see, there are different visions of Batman. There are some different visions of Superman, but I think at the core there was still the same thing. See, to me, I will always be the 66 Adam West Batman. Okay, because that's what I grew up with and watched. But I do know that there were Batmans before that were darker. They're darker after. But to me, it all based on from the 66 Batman. But but also Batman was also strong. He got in some bad situations, but you never saw him being humiliated. It was never humiliated, like that.
Yeah,
because he was a hero.
Yeah, and deconstructed as well. No, no, that's really sad. And what you say there, the difference between the old stuff, where of course you said they took Batman and told the story in a different way or give it a different nuance, let's say a different spotlight on the same character, and that's it. What it made it sustainable, no? It still was Batman, and he was identifiable at always, and you could say, okay, that's just another part of Batman, if you want it like that. And this is what they don't reach today.
Right.
They really seem to want, like Stunning says, to deconstruct that. They really want to break it down, and by all forces that you get out of the cinema and say, that Batman type is not really that such strong of a guy.
No. And he says, because Adam West's animated series and even the Batman are valid interpretations because they all maintain the key fundamental traits of the character.
There it is.
Exactly. Take it about the character or the plot line, like I said, with Star Wars being the Skywalker bloodline. You take those key things that make a franchise and throw it out the window or poo-poo on it, whatever, and it's like, just you don't have the same it's not the same. It's just not the same. So, hey, we started on Ghostbusters and we got off into this tangent, but I tell you what, I look forward to talking Ghostbusters when it comes up, though. I'm
you gonna
actually
talk?
because
I
I tell you what,
still,
we need to talk. We also got to talk more about things we like and we enjoy. And I tell you what, uh, 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 the Batman cartoon, not the movie that he
yeah,
refuses to
yeah,
watch.
yeah. That's very sorry, sir. I have not thought a second that you're talking about this kind of stuff that you're mentioning.
But you know, a movie you should see if you can, especially if you can get to a movie theater, is Godzilla minus one. That is
Yeah,
definitely a heck of a movie. And if you're able to see Godzilla minus one minus color, it's even better because they shot it in ways to, they didn't just decolorize it. They did camera work to make it like a black and white. Oh my gosh, it's so much more.
I see.
Godzilla's eyes are even more piercing. You see so much detail of Godzilla in the dark when he's walking on land. If you can go see the black and white version, go see it because it did not disappoint. I actually
No,
liked it better than the color version.
no. Yeah, it is far more intense. It is far. It's far more intense. It is.
Absolutely.
It's really good. It's really good. I would say that for me, that's already the movie of the year. I don't see.
Okay, I will not say anything else. OT, good to see you, CLS Studios OT. I will stop
AOD.
there. But yes, he has not seen Godzilla minus one, and I believe he's going
Oh,
to see it for the first time in black and white. So there you go.
so we will not say anything more there.
Nope, no, we won't. We'll just leave it right there because I could talk about it like crazy. Because it's
We can.
actually the hardest thing was when I came back and tried to talk by myself on a solo chill stream. I stumbled along, and then the next time I think I had hungry. We were trying to not spoil it, but really the thing was, it is such a movie that it was hard to not talk about it without getting into the spoilers.
It's difficult because yeah, it is that what it makes it so thrilling are the details and the storytelling because it's really really fine artwork in this movie. But again, now you're leading us to the road to talk more than we should for our friend OT out there.
I know, but still, we're going to get back off to the Ghostbusters that's coming up. But it's because I like the idea of going back and looking at all the others now. Now that we're
If I
excited,
could
because
mention, something about the
yeah,
Ghostbusters.
go ahead.
I mean, I begged you before, but I will insist once again, and it's the last time. From now on, I will be quiet forever. I promise. But think about having a watch party with us. It would be very great. It's not complicated, really. It's easily possible. A couple of your friends, like Admiral Teak, do it. Where I'm frequent guests, and it would be so much fun if we could rewatch in our small community the movies, the existing movies
Mm-hmm.
together, and then come and talk about them.
Well, we'll
I
have to
would.
see. The thing is, I will say, and I will be honest with everybody, March is a hard month for us. We've got birthdays, we got things
Oh,
going in March. So I have to see what's going on a lot. And of course, I'm better, if we can make it work, we'll do it. I'll reach out and get some help for making it happen because, Miss is always my IT expert, get me going and stuff like that.
I know. I'm there. He had a watch party actually today, and last week we saw the first Star Trek movie there on his channel, and it was just fantastic. It was just fantastic.
Well, I actually upset somebody. Our friend JT Kirk actually came on camera because when I said I was like, Rathacon was just okay. I was like, what? I
What?
started right. Yeah, it's like
What?
so I promised I'll go back and watch Rathacon again. I don't know if I could watch the motion picture again. That one
What I'm
was hard.
talking is not the movie; it's the
Yeah,
experience. Know that you
yeah.
have within the community,
I,
watching it together,
I agree.
discussing about it.
Like
It's
that, like I
cool.
said, the only reason why I made it through Ahsoka is because I watched it with a group in the community. So what?
What?
I'll watch it again. JT Kurtz told me so I've got to watch it again and try it. Maybe I was tired. Who knows? But yeah. Stunning said he actually liked the Beware the Batman show. Have a lot of respect for the show. Even though I didn't like the 3D animation, I did appreciate him using lesser known villains as opposed to A-listers. See, I think that's beauty when you can get into the the lesser known people. It's like my thing with albums, like karaoke and stuff. My mission was to find some Duran Duran songs that were karaoke, that were the B-side songs, the ones that were not the top line famous songs. There's a lot of gold in there, beyond the top list stuff. So, oh god, Ahsoka's your top three is in the top three favorite, top three least favorite pieces of television. So you're fine, thanks. Well, I like to say I try to give everything a fair shot. I really do, and I tried to give that show a shot, but it was just bad television. It was boring. There's no music. Watch our Buck Rogers our reviews on Friday night, even if you haven't seen it. And even when we did a Battlestar Galactica special, the 70s TV shows incorporated a lot of music, almost like the theatrical experiences. In the TV shows, Ahsoka, you barely heard the music. And then the one scene where the dude charged her, the big robot guy that everybody afraid of, they went to some big wide shot and she just somehow magically sliced him. Like, why couldn't you show us? Why couldn't you show us what happened? It was stupid.
So again, if all that you need is a strange head and a stupid body position to make a Star Wars series, here we go.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, with that, tell me about this one though. Who the hell is the Condiment King? Teague wants a Batman side story about Condiment King, and Stunning is like, I love the Condiment King.
we have I
understand it was beyond written poorly. It just, and then Masters, do your impression of Ahsoka again. Okay, yeah, do this. Masters did this earlier. This was about the show here the whole time. There you go. I know she was upset, but still, it's like, and there, folks, you have the Ahsoka series acted out by MastersManiacMexico. So, I
would take. I still would take the Oscar. I still will take it.
Yeah, I know you would. Hey, Stunning created a whole animated series episode pitched 2 years ago when he did a bunch of Batman villain streams for his first December. So,
hey, you have been a part of marvelous movie history right now, because I was not only the first but the greatest ever German Mexican actor who incorporated a female from outer space, people.
Yeah. Okay. Admiral Teague says the Condiment King was a stand-up comedian who made fun of the Joker, so the Joker fried his brain. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Well, I figured the joke. Yeah, don't mess with the Joker. Now that we did that at a poll, who's your Joker? Mine is Cesar Romero.
Mine too.
Yeah.
There's no discussion about it.
Yeah, exactly. Although I did like Nicholson, but people thought he might have been a little cartoony for it.
I like Nicholson as well. I liked. I know that this movie is also very controversial, but for me, it was the first thing
at half the cost. OT at half the cost. He's saying we could write Ahsoka half asleep and one-handed, only 4 fingers, and cheaper. Be a lot cheaper.
Easy. We're creative here.
Hey, Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Yeah, Mark Hamill as the Joker, right?
Exactly.
In the comics and on the cartoons, he did a very good job on the cartoons with it, and he really embodied it. But the problem is, Mark Hamill itself is not a very white actor, so now he's the Joker everywhere.
Yep. Well, with that note, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up. But like I said, March, we're going to see about trying to do something along the lines of celebrating Ghostbusters coming in. So you know what? We're going to try to do it. That's all we can do.
We're going to try. We're going to try.
Exactly. So we got OT worked up. So, but yeah, Condiment King shoots hot mustard at people, makes food puns like "I will relish taking all your money." Oh my God. Yeah, you say Ahsoka like I say, yeah. That could be wrong. So that was pain. Ahsoka was really a painful series to watch, and they even tried to remember Barry with Grand Admiral Thrawn. that was, it's like I didn't fear him. I didn't respect him. They took the Night Sisters. I mean, it just was just lame. So, but hey, don't settle for the ripoffs. Go get the real stuff. So, Masters, as we go to close up, anything else you want to talk about? Say tonight.
I just wanna give right to my president as I have to do. It's my duty. It's part of my job. He's right here. He says, "I catch you up next time, Batman."
There you go.
Batman.
I love bad puns and stuff. You know.
No, everything is all right. It was a great show. I thank you once more to lift me up in this great manner because you have to know, people, I shouted kind of a help over to Deadman to get me out of this dark hole here over in Mexico. And he did. As good friends are, he didn't hesitate to say, hey, let's have a show. And it was.
Yeah, I was afraid I would kept having to. I mean, we had a busy ass weekend. Things happened. Mrs. had to go out of town. There were so many things going on. And I was like, I'm really not putting you off. I just got to get the time to, everything bunched up. The missus, she's asleep back there still. She's out. She's going to be up early in the morning. So, but I tell you what, folks, make sure you go catch her at 10 o'clock in the morning. Say hi. She's been off for a couple days. Make her day tomorrow. Get some laughs. Laugh at the memes. Listen to her laugh herself uncontrollably. It's so much that she does, so positive. So it's always wonderful. So, yeah, Admiral Teague said he's pretending he's a genius when a stupid plan fails does not make Thrawn smart. Yeah, exactly. They did. Thrawn was very crafty, but even then, not even just the writing. He looked like to me, the pictures didn't help, and even he looked like a Blue Data. He just did not feel like Admiral Thrawn. He did not have. He was not imposing. He was not intimidating. What's that?
He looked like Blue Data in his 40s.
Yeah, it just was like midlife crisis Data.
Yes, like with wrinkles Data.
Yeah, I just didn't get it. There was nothing to be feared of, and it's intimidating. And we'll have to talk about strong female characters again sometime because you said something, but I got plenty of those that have popped up in a lot of things. I will tell you, Godzilla -1 has a very nice, strong female. She's not the lead, but she was a very great character in there. So, you write it and it will happen, so. And Godspeed to you too, OT. Good to see you again. In 5 days till OT returns to CLS. Till then, you're stuck in overtime. That's a good one, Stunning. Good. Yes, Wade Haig. Good to see you. Dadman is a cereal. Yes, I am. I'm so tasty. I eat. Anyway, I won't finish that line. That would not have come out right. But folks, hey, let's see. Admiral Teague. Yes, we have 5,000 TIE fighters. As a genius military mind, I have decided to send 3 after them because I'm a genius. You got a friggin' Star Destroyer. Yeah, use it. That is too funny. But yeah, there's so many
genius things that nobody else understands.
Yeah. Yep. Masters, do you mind if I do a promotion for you real quick?
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I would love it.
Give me let me
every type of a shameless promotion, as your missus always says, is very welcome.
I'm trying to get the right here we go. Here's what it is. So folks, I'm going to share this link out here. Masters, why don't you go tell everybody what your situation is? You don't share any more detail than you want to share, but you can explain this charity probably better than I can.
Well, wrap it up in one situation. Most of you know it already. I'm not very healthy. I suffer cancer, and things are not getting better. On top, my private situation has changed completely without getting too deep into that here in Mexico. So all in all, I will try to come back to my home turf, which is Germany, in order to spend dignity lifetime till it catches me up. And this is, I guess, what Deadman wanted me to explain.
Yes, and I put the link out there. You can see the information. It was in German. Now they put it in English also. so you can it explains what is going on, what they're trying to raise, because Masters is trying to get home to Germany, and sounds
Yeah.
like there's all kind of legalities on top of just
Oh
you
yeah.
just can't prop up and go.
Oh no.
Plus the
Oh no.
cost.
Unfortunately not, and less because that I have two babies here,
Hmm.
and under no circumstances I can leave my babies behind. So traveling with dogs from Mexico to Germany isn't the easiest things. But even for me, I'm 15 years out of my country, so there's a lot of official parts that don't even have me registered anymore, right?
Red tape, and bureaucracy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have to regress to all the systems, and it's really not easy. It's a hard fight, and I have to be honest with you as well. Nobody knows if I will make it. My situation is not the best, and it's not getting
Hmm.
better.
Hmm.
But we will try it. And
Hmm.
if you decide to give a cent or 50 cents to this purpose, and I don't make it, be assured this is taken care
Hmm.
for, that this money goes to the same purpose to another a person in need with this terrible disease, right?
Hmm.
So it's not lost, and I don't have it in my hands. It's not coming to me, it's going to the foundation in Germany. There are people, friends of mine, that take care about that, and they only use this money for to fulfill the necessities that I have. That's
Right.
all.
And I will say yes. If I will tweet it out again. If you follow me on Twitter, if you see it, you can just retweet it again. But if you see the link here, copy it and send it out to others. But I tell you what, never discount the power of prayer.
No,
You know, and
it's
like I
powerful.
said, if you can just share it out or let others know, then that's good. We all understand. No pressure, nothing, just whatever.
No.
But sharing, and I tell you, never stop praying. Always
Oh,
pray for miracle, and prayers are, don't dismiss them.
powerful.
And if that's, I hate to say it, that's all I got. But you know what? Prayers can move mountains and can do a lot of good for a lot of people.
What do you
So
say that's all you got? And that's so stupid. I mean, we all know life costs
yeah.
money, but there's so much more than
Yeah.
money that
Yep.
man. And you've
I
given
tell
it
you, the prayers of people mean a lot. They
away.
are so. I tell you what, sometimes it's there's power in those prayers more so than the money
Oh
too.
yeah, oh yeah.
To me, prayer is a time commitment and involved in doing something for somebody and praying. And that's like I always say to people, don't dismiss prayers. If that's all you got, keep them coming and keep them flowing. And absolutely, miracles are God's specialty.
And a
As
part of
many times in our life, doctors have said certain things, and we're like, "You're not God," and then things change and things happen, and we just keep praying and every day hoping for the best. So,
that's so right. And your prayers and the friendship that all of you offer me here, and the quality time, that man, that
mhm.
you and your family especially are sacrificing with me, that means a lot for me, and it's always upbringing, to say the least. To say the
Yep,
least, I thank you all very much
absolutely.
for
Well,
all.
time. I tell you what, time is also valuable. With people that are
It is.
ill, people that are
It
sick,
is.
that are lonely, spending time with people,
It is.
that's powerful. That is an investment. There's a lot of it. We
Oh yeah.
talked about yesterday when I was feeling with the missus, the ladybugs thing, for
Yeah, yeah.
small kids, that time and those things, being involved in somebody's life, facing a lot of challenges, you know, that's important too, as much as money is spending time and praying for and
If
thinking
not
about
more.
people.
Yeah,
So,
if not more.
but thank you everybody for coming with us tonight. We appreciate it, Masters. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
As all the German Caballero, my friends. There he is, and hey, look forward to a lot more good stuff with him. And yes, faith definitely helps when you're low and keep you from getting proud as well. Absolutely,
Oh yeah.
that is true. Because you know what, many times we do not know we have our pride issues. There's one time the men's group in our church was going to have a men a thing, and their topic was on pride. I'm like, here, what is this crap? I said, I don't have a problem with pride, and I heard the missus from the other room just laughing.
I can believe that.
So, on that note, and good laugh, folks. Hey, we'll do this again soon. Hope to see y'all more. Wednesday night, I guess the next time I go live, we're talking the NFL playoffs. The Super Bowl is set. We're going to have a lot to talk about. J2 Kirk's going to have to be here to his poor Lions collapsed. Sci-Fi Mombi and her Chiefs are in the game, and that will be wonderful. So join us for that. And on Friday night at 9:00, we got Battlestar Galactica again. OT says that cowboy hat is greater than Ahsoka.
Yes, it cost me $500,000 per episode, my friend.
Yep. Good night, everybody. But see, on the way out, Admiral Teague says the NFL is racket. You know that there's a parallel NFL league. Teague keeps telling us about where the Jets win the Super Bowl. You know.
This is why we founded Foggy, my friend. Change the sports and enjoy your life.
Well, I would join us Wednesday night. Teague, join us Wednesday night. We're gonna have a lot to say about that game because that was interesting. Because not a lot of people are talking conspiracy theories. Because now you got the Niners, the popular West Coast team, and the Kansas City Swifties. So,
Kansas City Swifties.
Good night, Internet Father. Oh well, good night to you, OT. Oh, you were caught in Jets. Well, you love your T. Be proud of it. You love your team. That's what counts. On that note, folks, I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up.
My artist today.
Yes, I know he was. He loves his Jets. All right, folks. I gotta get up really early in the morning. Y'all have a good night, and we'll catch you later. Bye, all.
Bye, all.